Hi guys and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you've seen and if you want to see more. Coming up in this episode, what do all these men and pictures have to do with each other? Well, the all appearing stories that are in today's episode. So we begin with Featherstone Rovers as they have announced the signing that has quite shocked the Championship and Super League, to be fair. So not long ago they announced the signing of Mark Corella, the former Toulouse fullback who fell out with Sylvain Hules, as the Toulouse coach said that he will never play for Toulouse again. Featherstone had doubled up on that as they have announced the signing of former Toulouse skipper and playmaker Jonathan Ford. The halfback had guided the French club to an unbeaten season in 2021 and promotion before a dispute behind closed doors, likely due to the vaccine mandate in France, led to his departure alongside Corella before Toulouse began their first Super League crusade. So like Corella, Ford followed him to play for the Rovers. Ford is an interesting signing for Featherstone, having already signed Riley Jacks this season, with Dane Chisholm, Morgan Smith and Tom Holmes already contracted to the club as well. But his experience of securing promotion will be central to Featherstone's pursuit as they face a fight with star-studded Lee side who were rumoured to have also been interested in Ford. The former Sydney Roosters player, Toulouse skipper and Cook Islands international Ford, who is 6'4" and 32 years old, could join up later this week with the club and said, "I can't describe how happy I am to share the field again with my best mate, Mark Corella. We have a connection that's hard to find, where we barely have to talk on the field. We both just know what each other is thinking. It is really something special." Ford added, "I spoke to Mark Corella. He was rapping the place. That gave me the itch to do something special again. I had a good chat with Martin Vickers and Barry McDermott. I'm really stoked and really grateful to be given this opportunity." Corella was involved in the side that beat Barrow 58 points to 6 on Good Friday, their 7th win with 1 draw in 8 championship games this season. They next and could have Ford in place for the game against Bradford in the Premier Sports televised game on Monday, April the 25th. Newcastle Knights captain Caelan Ponga has asked for some breathing space while he decides on his future, as he and coach Adam O'Brien insist contract negotiations remain on track. O'Brien and Ponga were forced to respond immediately after Sunday's 21 points to 16 loss to the Dragons at Wynn Stadium to reports that broke during the match about Newcastle having withdrawn their offer for the star fullback. Both were adamant that nothing had changed and negotiations were continuing between the club and Ponga, who suffered severe cramping as he was leaving the post-match press conference and required treatment from the Newcastle Knights staff. However, the ongoing speculation is clearly frustrating, as it was only 2 weeks ago that a report about Ponga being set to join the Dolphins was followed by another article suggesting he was poised to re-sign. And coach Adam O'Brien said, "When I had breakfast this morning we were signing Cameron Munster. I can't keep up with you guys. It has never been brought up to me once as a head coach. Our CEO Philip Gardner isn't even in the country, he's in Hawaii. I think they're still going through their process, both Caelan's management and Knights. Things are tracking along there. I think he's shown tonight he's worth the wait. I think his performance tonight showed how committed he is to the team. I thought he was by far the best player on the field. Pongia, who had his best performance of the season, indicated he may be close to a decision on a 2-year option in his Newcastle contract beyond this season and the club's offer of an extension beyond 2024. However, he asked for some patience from the media while he considers his future before an announcement is made. I know what I'm feeling, but that is between me and my management, Pongia said. I know you guys want to know what I'm doing and I respect you, but I hope you guys respect that I want to make my decision on my terms, announce it on my terms also. So that's what I will do. Reports from Serious About Rugby League have revealed that Jason Carey of Castleford Tigers is likely to link up at Leeds Rhinos with his brother at Headingley. Carey, who burst onto the scene with a dazzling display when the Tigers met the Hull FC at the Jungle, shown here as he's seen turning Jake Connor inside out with his first touch of the ball. That try was declared the Castleford try of the year, with Carey making 2 further appearances for the West Yorkshire club in 2021, despite failing to add to his try-scoring tally. The Fijian-born wing fullback has yet to make an appearance in 2022 for the club, but the Queen Ethelberga student is definitely one to look out for in the future. Having been born in Fiji into an army family, Carey was whisked away to Germany from 2004 to 2008 before moving to Yorkshire. He's also a keen footballer, but Carey decided to swap sports to rugby league when he witnessed Fiji's excellent run to the Rugby League World Cup last fall in 2013. Jason here has his brother Marcus, who is currently on scholarship books at Leeds, having joined their under-16 setup recently. This, though, may go to some way that why the RFL has launched an investigation into the alleged legal approach of the Castleford young winger, and as the Tigers lodged a complaint to the governing body after being informed that the teenager was being offered a deal by another club, despite still being contracted with the Tigers until the end of this season. Rules state the clubs are not able to discuss potential transfers with the contracted players until May the 1st, but the Tigers believe they have evidence that a club has not followed the guidance in place. Castleford are keen to retaining the youngster and are understood to have tabled a multi-year contract to him, keeping him at Weldon Road, but they are shocked to discover that they have already received a contract from elsewhere, forcing them to contact the RFL about an alleged tap-up of one of their prized assets. Reports are coming out that the NRL are considering staging a historic Telstra Premiership game in Los Angeles next year, which could see Manly Seagulls take on the South Sydney Rabbitohs in a match that would open the 2023 season. Reports suggest the NRL would hope to have the pulling power of a Hollywood actor and Manly Seagulls fan, Hugh Jackman, as well as South Sydney Rabbitohs owner Russell Crowe, to sell the game to the American market. Given that the US government has recently legalized sports betting in several states, the NRL apparently believes it could net a potential $20 million a year windfall to underwrite the game. The likely venue to host the NRL match is reportedly by the Sydney Morning Herald to be the Bank of California Stadium, the home of the Major League Soccer team Los Angeles FC. The 22,000 seat stadium, which has already hosted Rugby Sevens tournament, is 4 years old and is adjacent to the University of Southern California. It is scheduled to host the men's and women's soccer matches when the LA hosts the 2028 Olympics. The game, if it goes ahead, would most likely be played a week before the rest of the competition starts, allowing the two teams to travel back and recover in time for their respective round 2 fixtures. Rabbitohs chief executive Blake Solly, formerly in charge of the Super League, has backed the NRL's potential move into the United States market. We have had discussions a few years ago with the NRL about a potential game to open up the season in the US, Solly told the Herald. It didn't come off then, but we've always been interested in any opportunity to expand the game in the US, provided it's part of the long-term strategy from the NRL, like continue playing in America. We also have links to America with owners Russell Crowe and Mike Cannon-Brooks, who has sporting interest as part owner of the NBA's Utah Jazz in the US. We've also played a game there against Leeds in Jacksonville. We've always been supporters of any expanded World Club Series, and so anything to grow the profile of Rugby League and the Rabbitohs, we are willing to entertain. Wigan Warriors have stood down Zach Hardacre from the weekend's derby with St Helens after the centre dipped below the standards expected of a player off the field, Matt Peets had confirmed. Hardacre had been in impressive form for the Warriors so far in 2022, but he did not feature in their biggest game of the year to date after the club decided to drop him for the derby. He wouldn't specify the exact nature of the reasoning for the decision, but Hardacre had failed to meet some of our standards was the line. It was a major blow for the Warriors, who were without also Ian Thornley after he suffered a shoulder injury, but the latest controversial incident in Hardacre's career is undoubtedly the talking point going into the Good Friday game. Zach comes out, but not for an injury. He failed to meet some of our standards off the field, so he'll come out of this week's fixture, Pete said, before insisting Hardacre remains a central part of the squad. He's reacted well since being told that, and he remains part of the plans going into next week, but it won't feature this week. When pressed for more details about the incident, Pete said, "We'll keep it in-house. It's been dealt with swiftly and openly and honestly. Zach is disappointed not to be involved, but he understands." Pete continued, "I understand the job. Me and Zach have a good relationship, and he understands where we're at. We deal with it and we move forward. Zach is part of the team, but we've got to protect the team first." It remains to be seen whether Hardacre will be involved in Pete's plans for the Wakefield game at the DW Stadium on Monday, as this recording was done on the Sunday night, so he will be in contention for the following week's games, according to Pete. Hull KR forward Elliot Minchella has lashed out at Brad Fash of Hull FC after accusing the forward of a bite to his hand. The alleged incident took place in the second half of the Rovers' big derby triumph over their city rivals, resulting in referee James Child putting it on report for the match review panel to look at on Saturday morning. Minchella was clearly aggrieved after the alleged incident and reported it to Child. In the aftermath of the game, Minchella slammed Fash in an exclusive interview with Hull Live, saying that he hoped the forward would receive a ban for his alleged actions. "In the tackle, my finger ended up near his mouth and I felt a bite on my forefinger," he said. "He had a gum shield in at the top, but I definitely felt a bite on my finger. I reported it to the ref, obviously. I was frustrated with it and I showed my frustration, but it was a clear bite. I haven't seen it on television, but by all reports there's an angle on it. You just can't do that. The referee said he didn't see it and asked if I wanted to report it, so I said yeah. It's up to people to look at that. But for me, it was a blatant attempt, and I hope you can see it on the TV, because you can't do that in rugby league. With the incident placed on report, the incident will now be looked at on Wednesday through the match review panel, as they've already noted that the incident behaves in a way contrary to the true spirit of the game. Bash will appear before the tribunal, and if found guilty, he's likely to receive a ban between 4 to 8 weeks. The loss of Bash, one of Hull's most consistent performers this season, would be a further blow for Brett Hodgson, whose side is on the back of a third straight beat. Minchella understands that rugby league is tough, but he continued about the incident. Don't get me wrong, high tackles happen and they're part of the game sometimes, but if there's a bite on an opposing player, there's no room for that in our game, in my opinion. It's not tough, and it's not clever, and it's out of order really. In more scathing comments, Minchella added he laughed it off and saying he didn't do it, but I think he knows deep down that he did. Hopefully there's some sort of justice, because you can't do that because it's not tough or clever. Thankfully it didn't affect the game, but like I said, you just can't do that. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking that notification about any new stories that may be coming out in the next few days. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode. There are 6 stories there which I thought you guys deserve to know, as it's the world of rugby league. You may have missed something. Comment in the comments section below about what the best story was today, and what your thoughts are, which one resonates with you the best. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Remember to share this video worldwide. Please stay safe. I'll wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next episode.